Or no, it just turns into a question mark.
P?
Still... P. Alright, starting things off. Tree going in with Mechanica, which means Tree's already won as they picked my character. Era going in with her classic Min Min, starting off with that Dragon Arm Phoenix. That thing is just terrifying.
It's so big.
I know! It moves so quickly once you get it charged up on that Dragon Arm. It's actually a really solid pick. I know most players go with the Thunderbird if they're picking a bird on the Dragon Arm, but I feel like the Phoenix just works a little bit better, especially with how Era likes to play.
Yeah, it's gonna have a little bit more homing, I believe. Maybe a little bit more rush damage. I don't know the difference.
It's got better homing, it's faster, and it has better rush damage. I think it might also be slightly larger, so it's just the more consistent of the two. And with the pressure she's applying, it's working out exceptionally well.
Someone needs the rules. There we
go. Rules are in the pinned area of Meeting Hall. There's links just all over there.
I really like the stage awareness from both these players, going with the curving arm, the pillars, and a light arm to just focus the ground.
Indeed, it is a pretty... It's a good setup, it's good coverage, and just that's something that a lot of players definitely still struggle with to some degree. Or once you get to the higher levels, they just stop caring about those kind of elements where it's just like, oh, you picked the pillar stage, I'm gonna go double roaster anyways. And it always...
Yeah, that's why learning your arms is important, because you have to count stages. All messed up. Ooh, excellent wake-up grab. Just applying excellent pressure here, keeping Era off her Dragon Arm. Why you count her minions.
Indeed. Oh, Era gonna get a nice grab there, pushing back. And this rush is definitely going to be it.
Alright, let's see if we're going to do another Temple Ground stage. New rule, you can only pick Temple Grounds. There's nothing else.
I mean, for some people that seems to be the case. Not that I have an issue with that, it's a cool stage.
I think, like, Temple Grounds is the most polarizing stage. Because, like, either you always go to it or you always ban it.
Yeah. That stage works so well for a lot of people.
Okay, waiting for confirmation from Tree.
That we will be going to Temple Grounds.
Right, exactly.
Don't forget, any of the players who are watching, who are participating, that the best way to kind of learn and grow and improve in this game is to ask your fellow competitors or players, or even the spectators, commentators like me or Griff, ask for feedback. Be like, how did I do? What did you see that could have been done differently? And then I could be like, well, the Slapamander didn't quite work out for you, or the Slapamander saved you in so many cases, or so on and so forth, like, or you shielded all the time and it hurt. Good feedback.
Yes, mac and cheese brass, the best skin.
Yeah, it does kind of. It is kind of mac.
It is. It's
mac
just
and
mac
cheese.
and cheese.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be gold, but mac and cheese just seems more fitting for what it looks like.
Very standardized brass set.
Oh yeah, this is a classic loadout, and for good reason. It's very powerful. It's very safe in neutral, and when you're in vantage with it, it is just phenomenally scary.
is interesting that Treat chose a defensive stage and then switched to Brass. I wonder.
It could be the fact that he just wanted that extra space to be able to get Brass's tempo going. I personally would not be certain. This usually isn't too great of a stage for Brass, especially since, as we just saw there, like, he does get the tempo and he's starting to get a little bit to work with, but quickly is going to lose that tempo just because Era gets the upper hand.
Oh!
She gets that.
Ooh!
Ooh! A nice rush punish.
Flex the Phoenix and goes airborne.
Leaping in like a bird.
Mac and cheese. So
like
aerial.
some currently sizzling mac and cheese as it sizzles and pops in the microwave.
Yeah, that was a close game. Okay, we're gonna see the switch tree. Oh, almost. There we go.
Ooh, double toaster. That's. I could see that working out pretty well, especially against the Hydra and Phoenix. He does have to be careful though, because there's a lot of scary things that can get. Those two arms can easily get punched through, but if Era finds her way around, it's just gonna eat through him.
Right through the mac and cheese.
That pun was not intentional.
Tree here got a rush, looking to utilize it.
Oh, a little too early, and he's gonna get caught out. Did have a strong start, but is starting to feel a lot of pressure from this Phoenix as it snipes him down a third time, and he's gonna get caught out by that rush for 370 damage.
Now he's angry mac and cheese.
Spicy Mac.
Oh, the Phoenix catches him a few too many times, and Era takes a set.
That was very hot. I do agree with Max Brass.
Oh yeah. You know when you like finish making mac and cheese and like the bowl is still extremely hot and you like drop it all over the floor and then you still eat it off the floor?
But it burns you because you just ate it off the floor and you just scream that that's hot.
That's hot.
That's hot. That's what happened there. Era cooking her mac and cheese. Mac and trees.
Mac and trees.
Alright. But yeah, Era just really effectively handling that pressure and tempo. A better map definitely would have helped you out, Tree. A big thing that determined how that match kind of played out, though, was just the tempo and neutral play. Era has a much more comfortable and confident neutral play. She also has a very solid understanding of what she wants to do as Min Min. Where when I saw you playing Brass, like, a lot of it seemed like you picked Brass, but you were still trying to figure out what Brass is there to do. It's like cooking mac and cheese, but you missed out on a couple of the ingredients, that kind of thing.
Yeah, and like at the beginning of that first round, you were really going in. You were nailing that pressure, but DNA's vertical layout with the pillars didn't really give you any favors there.
Yeah, it started to get a little dicey. And don't forget, for anybody in chat who is interested, don't forget to make clips if you see anything cool, anything exciting. Want to make a little moment to remind Tree that he did a cool thing. Make a clip, post it, share it with the internet. Helps us, helps the channel, helps ARMS, helps Brass Mac Cheese. Looking at how the other brackets are still going, it looks like we are the first to finish, with the other two currently still locked into some very heated battles.
Oh yeah, that was a really quick set, wasn't it?
Yeah, that went. There were a couple of moments where it was going pretty well, but overall, Era did do some steamrolling in a lot of cases. And a lot of that, from what I'm guessing, is just Tree not necessarily being super comfortable with their play in ARMS. It's, from what it sounds like, from what it looked like, this is still a game that they kind of casually play. They don't get too into. They'll pick it up here and there to have fun. but it's not something that's regularly on their to playlist.
That rush counter though was massive brain.
That was exceptional. That was like one of the highlight moments for a lot of people. There's a lot of people at higher end who still can't do that kind of stuff where they're just like, "Oh, you used rush. I got hit." Or they'll just kind of take two steps, try to walk off, where they'll just kind of dash to the side and be like, "Please don't hit me. Please don't hit me."
I like how chat is just entirely mac and cheese now.
I mean, it is one of the most delicious of lunches, of course, as it should be. Mac and cheese is the discussion topic for this chat.
Sponsored by Mac and Cheese. Discount code Malieve. 10% off Mac and Cheese. Buy Mac and Cheese.
I wouldn't be opposed to being sponsored by a company that sold mac and cheese. Griff, that is a good question. What is the best way to eat mac and cheese?
With your mouth.
You heard it here first, folks.
No
Eat
other
mac and
orifices
cheese.
required. Just your mouth.
Yes. We are only going to stream one match from the round 2. Elshards and Era Wolf are available, but I want to do the other one, which would be Gilly or Jack L facing off against Chico, as Era, or we already streamed one from the other side.
Alright, Era just asked spoon or fork, plate or bowl, but I don't even have to answer that because Hema already got it. That's perfect. A man of intellectual standards.
I actually prefer spoon. For the reasoning that it allows you to more effectively scoop everything up around the bowl. It makes the bowl easier to clean afterwards, and you get most of the stuff and it doesn't get stuck on the end of the bowl.
That's fair. Alright, what we got? We finish up? Looks like Lance is moving on. 2-0.
Yeah. Rexy will be facing off against Tree in the lower brackets. Probably will be a pretty fun match for those two. I hope they get some good experiences. It looks like I'm taking a wild judgment call and saying that Jack L and Gilly are very close on their match with a score of 1-1, just judging on how things have been going for them.
Let's see.
Like, very, very intense for these two. It'll be interesting to see who comes out on top, and we'll get to face off against Jico. We might as well pull Jico in.
Oh yeah, that is true.
Oh, it's not 404, it's 711. I think they just finished up their last match, so we will have results for which of the two. Yeah, you two can play right now, Era. We're not going to do that one on stream. Just to make sure this stream doesn't take super long, especially since I only have 2.5 hours to work with still until the South American, Central American Scrapstar Series.
Okay, we have Jico.
Oh,
Very nice.
now they're 1-1. Hang on. One of the sparring note. GG so close. Yes. Okay, so those ones are still quite a whiles away, so we'll just... I guess we're gonna pass on that one. We'll do Era and Elshards.
Darn, I was looking forward to seeing Jico.
We'll see if that's still available later, but, well, I'm sure we'll see Jico later. Jico's gonna help out for now, though.
Oh yeah, we'll see him very soon.
Very, very soon. So we'll get, depending on how this one goes, we might have time to catch the other one. We might not.
Yep.
We will determine that soon, though. Elshards Uh,
We have Mummy Man in lobby. We have both of them in lobby.
yeah. I'm judging Elshard's got in first.
Yes, he did.
Cool. So we'll do that.
Technically, he got in very first. He jumped the gun a bit, but...
He gets excited. I don't blame him. He's a very excitable fella.
Okay.
But yeah, this means that we're gonna see more of Era, and we're gonna see a bit of Lance. Griff, how well do you know Lance?
Ooh, I played him like a few times on ranked and maybe one time in tourney. I think it was like an MLM or something. I'm familiar with this play style. This is very iconic.
It is probably one of the most memorable plays for the amidst this area, like the community. Like if like the easiest one for me to come up with a recognizable playstyle and kind of way to approach these matches, Elshards is going to be one of the first to go into my mind. He's a master mummy. He goes in with defaults. He runs up to your face and he starts hopping and throwing out with just a barrage of attacks.
You see this large man enter the air in front of you, and you're like, oh no.
You're like, ah!
How does a man this chunky get so much distance?
Ninjara is a good pick for this, though, as this means that Era might have a bit of an easier time working around these corners. But speaking of corners, we are in Buster Beach, which is literally just corners.
Gets a nice grab, though.
Also, yeah, Era getting a good grab. Starting to push Elshards back a little bit, trying to make sure he doesn't get too close to her, because you do not want this hopping Mumford to get close to you. Because once he's got you cornered in.
Oh, here it comes!
Oh no! This is actually kind of a nice pick as well, where it's really rough because once Elshards gets in on you, it's so much more difficult. But you can see Era was actually able to capitalize on that little bumper to prevent him from directly being in her face.
Oh yeah, and Ninjara being void of shield pressure is also pretty nice.
Oh yeah.
Gosh, and Lance's own off of the grab dash. 360.
And he's just looking for a grab, but Era gonna quickly catch him jumping up in the air and is like, no, you don't get to do that.
Last hit. Last hit. Oh!
Oh! Era just barely making it out.
I like the secret.
At this point, Gilly, I just have you and Jiko go off stream.
Oh, Lance already finding Era in a corner and abusing the offensive strength of Mummy.
Just crushing her. He's gunning in there. He's gonna start getting some more damage. Era missing that grab. That's gonna reward Shards with so much more damage as he just weaves over all these attacks. Another slam.
Okay. Era finds a bit of breathing room here.
He's gonna quickly charge right
you
back
don't even
in.
care, he's back.
Era with these grabs, just constantly on point, getting some really nice reads and just being like, alright, this is when I have to go for the grab.
What an excellent
That's
rush.
Siki. Just a little too slow.
Well, that was an excellent punish on Era's landing, knowing that Era had nowhere to move.
Look at them both punching excitedly, raring to go. Two happy fellas.
Punish. 415, that's a massive rush. Doesn't quite. Oh, never mind.
These wake up grabs are just so fast, and Shards is just not ready for any of them. Constantly getting blindsided.
Ooh, almost gets hit by that Hydra, but Mummy can move, believe it or not. He has movement.
Oh. Another stun into grab, and now Era just looking for a little bit more damage. And that's gonna be it, as Shards trying to parry his way through.
CK really denying Lance's approach technique, which is to just shield and parry in.
He just missed that timing by a little bit. I think if he waited just a little longer and did that, he might have been able to get in there and start getting some strong damage. But Era definitely showing that she recognizes what Shards is wanting to do here and is punishing it in a lot of cases.
Now, if I were Lance, I might even want to go with the Megaton to parry out that Seiki, because I know that Seiki is very annoying on heavy weights. Just stuns you indefinitely.
Mm-hmm. The Megaton would probably be a good pick for L. Seiki's really difficult, or just being a lot more patient with his play and movement. Just recognizing that he needs to take a little bit longer to try to close in that distance, get that set up. And he's gonna have a long pathway to go, but once he gets it, he's gonna be exactly where he wants, as our next stage is going to be Via Dolce. This is really gonna be one where it's quite likely Era will have to be able to, like, just zone him out, because as soon as he starts getting that distance, that's immediately when it becomes Hot Pocket time.
Oh yeah, and I think the corner in Via is arguably more pressure-based than the Hot Pockets and Buster.
The worst part of Buster Beach is by far the worst corner in the game, but pretty much in any other case, like, this place is consistently a lot scarier. There is some witchcraft going on for the start of this match. But starting things off, Era holding on to a light lead, is getting some nice pressure, some damage and pushback, but Shard finding his way in is going to start applying that tricky pressure and just overwhelming Era, really capitalizing on Via Dolce.
Finally finds her way out, gets a bit of distance, but Lance coming right back in, but Era punishes the approach of the rush.
And is going to be able to connect for the full part just at the last hit.
Nice read? Okay, there we go, nice read.
Yes, excellent read. Just one more hit for Era and she will be able to take him down. You can see Shard slowing down a little bit there, but he's going to get caught out by the Seiki.
A bit too eager there for the grab. Alright, no changes from either player. Lance got a rush.
He's definitely going to want to try to utilize it once he starts getting close enough. Oh, that grab almost connected, but Era able to find her way out. And she gets a nice grab right around the corner. That's one of the risky things about being as close as Shards is the fact that a quick dash to the side can easily get out of the way of any of his attacks.
But now, Lance got Era exactly where he wants her, in the corner. Applying heaps of pressure.
And gets some nice damage, closing in that distance again, tries to go for the grab, doesn't have time to react to that with his rush, and just is gonna get knocked out. A Hydra in the more unpleasant of regions is going to be enough for Era.
Era now moving on to winners finals.
Indeed. I'll just make it. That was a very whimsical exchange with how magic things were here and there.
Oh yeah, we got a few sorcerers.
A little bit of sorcery here and there. Shard seems alright with it. If he's fine with it and Era's fine with it, we will move the brackets onwards from here.
I don't like how challenge calls winners finals semifinals, because I mean, they're technically right, but I'm like, it just throws me off.
I know. And then they call losers round 4 just losers round 4 when it's like losers finals. But I do like the fact that I can change the name. As you can see, I've cleverly marked the importance of some of these things going on.
We've got Strem 1, not Strem, and Strem. Alright. Looks like we're waiting on Jico and Gilly.
We're gonna redo that one. I'm just gonna see if we can make sure both players properly reset their connection, just to make sure everything's as gorgeous as possible.
Oh, okay. Because round 1 didn't seem that bad at all. I don't know why
No,
it just
round
started.
1 was fine. It was all the sweets, and it just kind of caused this really sweet, hazy aroma that both players just could not see through. Just too much candy. Too much candy going around. Yeah, once Shards gets his internet fixed up, I think Eric, yeah, he's back. And then once Eric gets back in, we'll just redo that one. As the witchcraft was strong.
We have now clarified with the players that any sorcery of any type is not allowed.
Yeah, sorcery and witchcraft is not permitted in these events. We are a Muggle-born community. We feel that using magic is cheating. You have to do it the boring way without utilizing the magical powers of Leg. You must accept fate for how it is.
We'll let this one slide and just not DQ anyone. We'll get a replay, but next time though, you better watch yourself.
Because we'll be watching you. I'd like to thank Winghaven Agi for the follow. Thanks, love. Era is back. I think we are good to go. We're set to get things to continue.
Lan's very excited to get this redo.
Watch everybody like hyper teleports at like super speeds. Nah, this one will be fine. Alright, diving in. Going in for a redo on this one. Starting things off. Charge is quickly closing in that distance, is just looking to get some nice pressure. Era gonna quickly push him back. Oh no. Oh no.
Oh,
no.
there it is.
Oh! Oh! There!
Yeah, this one
That
will be
is
fine. It's okay.
This is even worse. This is even worse. No, it's about the same. This mummy is schmoove, and he is!
He's going in deep. Okay. How do we complicate this? Rush.
I haven't seen this much sorcery since the last Harry Potter movie I've seen.
Okay, someone didn't get our memo about sorcery.
We'll just make sure everything's okay. They'll replay after the round. Era gonna start off getting a nice grab, pushing Shards back.
Just right back into that pressure. Not quite.
Oh! There it is!
Ooh. Nice.
Noise. Era gonna miss that. Oh,
There's no missing here.
Except I don't know when there is sometimes, but other times is not. There's the rush. It's gonna connect.
not quite finish Lance off.
But that's gonna be enough. She's gonna go in for the grab, and Era gets the KO, bringing the score to 1-1.
Alright, round 3. There will, for real this time, not be any shenanigans. I can guarantee.
Era finds it amusing, so on the plus side, like, I am fine with this. Like, I would like to try to avoid it when possible, but it's like, this isn't Nintendo hosting a Smash Brothers tournament where the prize is to fly all the way to PAX East for a major. This is like, you might get a couple of points, and there might be a small online tournament with a couple, like, 10, 20 bucks at the end of this all. But it's like, that's about it. This is just a tournament for people to play together, have fun, kind of encourage a little more interaction. Sometimes witchcraft will happen.
Era using the smart technique of just bashing her head against that grab, breaking it, and then going into a rush.
That is a clever strategy. Few people realize that the hairstyle that Ninjara has actually is a legitimate weapon and can be used to fight back against things like grabs.
So edgy that I can just slice the grab in half.
Era just not even sitting on the ground. She literally fell and then immediately got up. Unfortunately, we missed out on one of my favorite sorceries that can happen, and that's when, like, a grab happens and you get the finishing blow, but it takes like 3 seconds for it to actually register that finishing blow happened.
Oh yeah, and they just sit there on the floor like,
Yeah, the corpse is just on the ground, and then like 3 seconds, it's like, psh.
I guess this makes Era the superior sorcerer. That's not what we're here for, though.
Yeah. All right. So we're gonna make that official. Era has bested Lance Elshards 2-0, and we'll be moving on in the brackets. And just in time, we do have the results from the other side. Jiko taking Gillyboat down 2-0, and we'll be moving on to face off against Era.
All right, this time we mean it. No more magic.
Yeah, we do have Era and Jiko going in this time. To my knowledge, things should be fine. Let's see. We gotta get this set up. Bam. Yeah, everything's good. We're good. That speed. I've never seen such finger speed before.
Well, there's a lot of tech in those previous matches that people are going to be analyzing for hours.
The highest levels of gameplay. Not even Smash can rival this quality. I mean, that's one of the things that I really like about the lag in ARMS compared to the lag in Smash Brothers. Like, while it can be arguably pretty rough to play in, it's also like genuine. If you have the right mentality towards it, it's like genuinely hilarious. Where like Smash Brothers lag is like, it takes 10 seconds for you to press a button and it just goes into super slow-mo.
And then
like,
with the freezes every 5 seconds, like, oh, trying to reconnect.
Yeah. Where ARMS, it's like, the characters slide on the ground, that you knock them down, they lie on the ground for like 5 seconds, and then a yellow light happens, and they rise on the floor as a flurry of punches come out at you. You're like, oh! Oh, it's so... I do wish that the connections, or Nintendo had a bit of a better set up for the internet. But at the same time, if this is the alternative, I can be fine with this world. It's not the world we need, but it's the world we deserve. Alright, heading into our winter finals, we will be heading over to Bustard Beach. Yeah, Jico, being a very well-known Lollipop, has slowly been just improving drastically. Like, this dude is just getting better and better every time I see him, and he is a titan these days. I like his loadout. He's got a good playstyle. He's made adjustments here and there. I've known him for the longest while for Tri-Blast and Boomerang, but I've seen a Hydra Birdchuck loadout as well that's just been exceptionally powerful.
Oh yeah, Jico is, I would say one of the best boxers who can just move so fluently while his arms are attacking. It's just impossible to get through.
The best part about his boxing is that he never uses boxing gloves.
Yeah, that is a good point. Like, hey, I'm just box with my feet real quick. It's fine.
Hope you don't mind. I'll just be winning these exchanges by boxing with feet. Starting things off, we are seeing a very advantaged state for Jico as he's doing a lot of that. Era struggling to keep up with the Tri-Blast Cool Rain combo. This is just so powerful at pressuring, and
that's
just
it.
snuffs her out with a perfect.
There's a P for Jico.
A Pikachu?
No one's
Detective Pikachu out in theaters now. Go watch it. I haven't yet.
Discount code Scrapstar Series, 10% off movie tickets. Well,
oh yo, really?
Oh! Oh! You did him dirty.
Double glove rush is so risky. If you make the right call, it's so powerful and lands very effectively, but you have to be able to make those calls and recognize those scenarios. Otherwise, like, there's so many cases where you'll throw out the rush and your opponent will just casually step aside and now you're just left open.
Oh yeah, you can whiff that real hard. Oh, speaking of whiffing, he did not.
Jico recognizing that landing leg as Era dashed over to the side, and that's going to allow Jico to take the first game.
Jico, obviously using the best Lola skin. Despite what anyone in chat says about it.
All of them are pretty good. I like them all.
Yeah.
You got this, Era. I believe in you. Utilize the force.
But not actually. Don't use magic. You can use the force, but not magic.
Yeah. Well, you can use the force to improve your mentality and focus, but you can't use the force like you would magic to manipulate the world. We banned that kind of manipulation.
Yes. No performance enhancing magic, if you will.
Yes. Much like Hedgie's water, which is also banned. Yeah, I definitely can see Era taking this. She's just, well, or this is going to be a really rough one for her. I'm not sure I can, there are worlds where I could see her overcoming it, but she's definitely going to need to make some strong adjustments in her play and approach to be able to figure out what she's trying to do. To my knowledge, I don't know how often these two play together, so a lot of it could very easily be just a drastic amount of unfamiliarity.
Yeah, I am not sure. I hope we can see some more stage variety. I would love a mausoleum.
And we are going to see a Mazo.
Yes! Okay.
You made a good call.
Oh yeah, I 100% predicted that. I am massive brained.
Oh god, somebody made a post on Twitter about, like, when you one and done someone.
I
and
saw
then
that.
the
Big brain is winning.
The big brain. I'm winning again. I am the greatest. No, I am leaving for no reason. I forgot about that part in Futurama. It was so long ago.
Arms match is happening. Arrow Wolf using the Parasol, which is very smart.
This is actually a very solid pick. It's going to be a little difficult for her still to catch Jiko, as we're seeing he has a very easy time dodging out of the way of that arm. But this is going to give Era a lot more room to be able to work with and to try to play against Jiko, try to keep up with him and his pressure. That's going to be a safe block. Era just a little too far away, and Jiko recognizing that Dragon Arm setup is going to punish it.
Era's shield. Whoa! Parasol.
Nice cancel right there. Oh, almost that. If she dashed moved a little bit forward with that dash, she probably would have actually had a really nice punish there, as that Parasol was so close to reaching Jiko.
Okay, see some mid-range boxing from both players, not getting hits.
Era trying to find her way in, felt pressured enough that she had to take a step back, and that was just going to give Jiko the room he needs to effectively get the KO there.
Alright, slightly in the lead with rush turns, though I'm pretty sure Jiko will get that in 1 or 2 punches. There we go.
Yeah, he's got it ready now. Era making the change over to the Boomerang alongside the Roaster. Gonna get caught right up in that rush. 365 damage. And that's immediately put her in such a disadvantaged state. Something that Era's told me before is that she struggles with curved arms, more so in how she kind of can handle them. And this is like an extreme of that struggling. She's gonna get that rush.
Ooh, same
but generally, like, it's going to be exceptionally worse because he's got the Tri-Blast, which forces her to go left or right, and that usually allows him to force her to play right into the Coolerang. Or if she's trying too hard to focus on dodging the Coolerang, she's going to fall right into the Tri-Blast.
Trampoline is out. Can we see any of the players utilizing it?
Jiko trying to set up a rush confirm, but Era gonna get out of the way, but tries to go in for the punish, which is going to allow Jiko to take another round. Maybe a little too eager for that surprise sneak attack. Likely in that position, though. I could see why Era might have gone for that. Jiko was at about half health, but she definitely felt the need at that point where it's like, okay, I have to be able to take you down here to start bringing things back. Otherwise, it's not going to be able to work out for me. So she just made the call to go for it, and it didn't work out. But some of those rush cancels that she got, she had some really good plays in there. The Parasol didn't work out quite in the end, but the Boomerang definitely worked out pretty solidly. I could see both of those arms still being good picks. Maybe like putting the Toaster or Roaster aside and going like Parasol Boomerang.
Oh yeah, and especially when Era had Dragon Arm and Jiko was in the roundest of corners, just catching hits from Era's pressure.
This is going to be a little bit of a tricky one. I know this is a good stage for Jiko, but Era going to go in. She's going to put all bets off. She's going to take us to DNA Lab. I know these larger stages can be really difficult, really tricky, but if she can find her way around, she might be able to equip herself with a nice tool set to kind of like outrange Jiko, and I think that might be a good potential loadout if she can get it going.
Era has completely mirrored Jiko's sets. The Roaster, Tri-Bolt, and Boomerang.
I mean, what's the saying about like if you can't beat them, join them? It's a very solid loadout that covers a lot of ground, and it was like the first time we saw anything like it was quite literally Springman. And just slight variants of it are still just as effective, if not more so, than that original setup.
Just crawling up with the shield.
He's trying to set up a nice rush play here. Era trying to just zone him out right now, as these two straightforward arms are just really helping her with just getting some pokes in and get some damage from a distance. So far, both relatively close. I think Era is just slightly in the lead here, which is forcing Jiko to have to close in that distance. As he's getting sniped down by that roaster, and that's just 140 damage every time. Nice uncharged hit is going to give him some damage. Era going to go in for the rush.
Nice.
Success! Jiko panicking a little bit there, tried to go in for a box, and ends up getting caught out. But Era's got to be careful now. She lacks rush, and Jiko just needs to land this rush to KO.
Not quite.
Oh, he's not going to KO yet.
Alright, get the grab to seal the deal. Nope. Very close, though.
Jiko was ready for that. A lot of Min-Mins tend to go for that reaction, especially under stressful circumstances. Era definitely diving right in to do a very similar play. And Jiko just aware of that common Min-Min strategy and just capitalized on it.
We're now switching off to the double toe. Not roaster. That's a roaster. Just to.
Chillas.
Right, sorry. The thing about the Chilla is that, cool story, the Chilla can freeze your opponent on a charge. So if Era lands that Chilla, it's gonna freeze. Okay, I'm stopping with this.
Starting things off, Era actually holding a solid lead, is just focused on some very patient boxing, trying to keep her distance so she can make sure she can safely keep that Dragon Arm. As once that Dragon Arm is gone, I saw this a lot in the EU brackets too, is a lot of these Min players really lean in hard on being able to capitalize on that Dragon Arm. A lot of them are very uncomfortable without it. As we're seeing here with Era, like she's struggling to figure out what she wants to do, and it's just giving Jiko so much freedom.
That was a nasty shield dash into counter rush.
That was vicious. And is going to allow Jiko to move on into the grand finals, taking Era down 3-0.
Okay, it looks like we have Lance and Gilly in the loser semis.
Indeed. Which means we do get to see Gilly after all this time. I was wanting for that.
See more hot Lola action. This time with a nuke. Very explosive.
Yes. Yeah, for a little bit of feedback for Era if she's here and interested. Like, a lot of that play was, she had some good play, but that definitely, I'd say one of the big things that she really wants to work on and learn is how to pressure her opponent out when she lacks the Dragon Arm. She kind of put herself in a position where her only option was she knows how to play with the Dragon Arm. She plays it pretty well. But she doesn't really have the experience with managing Min-Min effectively without the Dragon Arm. The goal is I have to get Dragon Arm, and then once I've got the Dragon Arm, now here's my standard play strategies. A lot of what I could definitely see helping her out is learning how to be comfortable with Min-Min without Dragon Arm, so that she can play effectively on either side. Obviously, she will consistently be scarier with the Dragon Arm, but being able to really play Min-Min without having to utilize the Dragon Arm will help her immensely in future matches.
Alright, we have our competitors in the La Arena, just waiting for their stage ban.
And it looks like we are going to be going to... Okay, DNA, sparring ban, like I'm going on the temple. I think we're going temple. Oh. Just gotta fix that.
That would leave...
So we got DNA, Sparring Bustard. I think that leaves Mausoleum left.
Yes, it would.
Alright, so we're gonna be going to Malzo. Wait, he said... Okay. Okay, so let me just go through the process.
Fusions?
So DNA was banned, Sparring and Buster was banned, and then Temple was banned. So we're gonna go to Mausoleum.
Yes, maybe? Okay, Mausoleum it is.
Yeah, I think we're good. Alright, while you've got this time, do some sparring rounds with your friends. Practice Min without Dragon Arm. Quickly, start practicing. Gilly, oh, Seeky may be weaky, but sometimes you need to play dirty to win. Sounds like Gilly didn't bring it up to Seeky here.
Oh.
So Gillyboat's very well known, or Wa is very well known for generally not liking the Seeky. He prefers the homie to so much of a degree that it's basically, to those who know Gillyboat, they see it as an iconic tool for him. He plays with it very regularly. So this looks like he's going all in. He wants to win this, so he's going to start off with that Seeky. And he's getting some nice plays. Did you see that vertical grab?
Oh yeah, that was really good. Well, May has a bit of an edge on Lance's aggressive playstyle with some very quick movement options, like a shield.
Oh yeah, the super dash on Lollipop can really get Gilly out of some tight situations if he just finds those opportunities to really capitalize on it. Or those high jumps like that one. He could have went for the rush there, but I think he just wanted to make sure he got that damage. It was just a little too caught up, a little stressed out here. I can definitely pick up on it. Chose to go for the... he's gonna go for it there.
Carried out of it. Oh, but it does not matter.
The rush worked. The rush worked. He got some chip damage, and he got chip damage afterwards. It worked out. Gilly gonna take the first round.
And the trampoline is already out. Someone jump on it.
Lance is definitely jumping on that thing. He's jumping to jump on it. That's how into that thing he is.
I love the trampoline so much. Oh, an excellent grab.
It's such an interesting element to this stage that a lot of people really just underestimate. A nice rush is going to come in. It's not going to be able to connect. Almost gets the disarm, but Gilly going to be slipped right out of the way just at the nick of time. He's going to start recovering.
Lance catches. Gilly has a rush.
Oh, and it's going to connect for 310. Ooh, a full 390 rush. Gilly putting himself in the lead. Lance is still in this. He's actually not too far from being able to take Gilly down. Tries to go in for that pressure, but this trampoline is just giving him a little bit of a rough time. He has had some luck with it, but even Lance is a little uncomfortable with it.
It's a nice read of that shield, though, into a grab.
Ooh, just needs some more damage. Oh, so close to losing that. I think he's got it.
And there it is.
He's got it. Gilly trying to use that rush to potentially like box out Lance's attack, but it just did not work out for him. Gilly gonna switch the popper over for the boomerang, give himself a little bit more boxing options, but it's gonna start off rough as Shard. Just landing a feisty grab. That is one of the dangers that we just saw there, where Lance kind of was forced into a position where he didn't get to really get to use his shield, as he was just stuck on that trampoline.
It's an excellent grab there, and now the pressure is back on, but... Oh, not quite the punish, and he gets the grab out of the stun!
The trampoline gonna save Lance, keeps him off in the air, and he's gonna take a 430 rush. Gilly is still very much in this. He's just gotta play carefully, he's gotta play smart. Gets a stun, that's gonna be a grab. Not KO yet, but now both players are very susceptible to just any damage being the end of their line.
Rush. Will he pull it out? He does, and he lands it.
I think if Gilly chose to air dash at that moment, he might have been able to get out of that.
Very close matches from these two competitors.
Oh, yes. That was literally, I'm pretty sure that one was literally one play different at that last exchange could have turned the tides and had that point going to Gilly. Definitely getting really close. And we're not done with this yet. There's still another round potentially that Shards does need to be able to take. We'll see if Gilly's able to try to bring this back and take 2 games off of Lance. But it could be a tricky thing, as Lance will get at the very least, Lance does get to have a stage pick at the end of the day. Ooh. T-gas.
Alright, looks like we're going to Scrapyard.
And Scrapyard will be our next pick. This could be a good stage for Gilly, but it's still a little small. Lance might be able to find a way to quickly just close in that distance. As, yeah, like, out of the defensive stages, Scrapyard's one of the smallest. It has a lot going on in it, but it does not take much time for an opponent just to close the gap between each other.
Alright, well, they're gonna have tons of fun with this height advantage. This stage has so many different layers of elevation that Lola can just absolutely abuse.
Oh gods, yeah. This is also going to be helpful as Gilly is generally in the disadvantaged state, where Lance is in the advantage, which is going to help out Gilly. As we can see, the center platform is actually the lowest point of the ground. So as long as Gilly's trying to play safe, he's probably going to be in a position where he does technically have height advantage.
Gilly already here utilizing the higher up stages of the platform, but Lance getting in there, trying to do something. Both players playing very smart.
Neither one really wanting to get too locked up in anything. Gilly is going to get a quick 1-2, get some damage in. Both players still reasonably close to health. Gilly just holding on with a light lead. But this rush from Lance could easily put things in his favor. Or if he's just getting all these chip hits in. But that's going to be it. Gilly taking the first round. That nearly blew Gilly up too.
Oh yeah, that was real close.
Like right up in his face. He could probably smell the smoke off of that one.
Lance with a huge rush advantage, however.
Gilly definitely wanting to... Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh no, I was just gonna say that Lance is trying to get in there, but Gilly is playing excellent defense up until that grab.
I think a lot of what Gilly's wanting here is to try to force out that rush and to potentially build a rush of his own, just so he goes into this next one with rush advantage, so he has just that much more room to work with. You see Lance is really capitalizing on this one too. He's definitely... It's a very good chance that Lance has this round. That's a... If Gilly lands a rush, I think he might be able to bring this back and might be able to potentially take this.
Excellent call out with that Phoenix.
And it looks like Gilly does want to go for that.
Oh,
Shards is in a
close.
very dangerous position. So is Gilly though. And that shield damage, that's going to be it.
Gilly taking it 2-0. Or wait,
Very
no.
excellent shield pressure
Sorry,
play
that
on
was
Gilly's
1-1.
part. Yeah. Well, Gilly taking Lance
Right, the
down 2-0
round.
in that
Okay, right,
game.
yeah, that's what I meant.
Josiah, thank you for the follow, love. But yeah, oh gods, yeah, that was extremely close. Yeah, Gilly was really good with that shield pressure damage afterwards. Like, he got the restand, and while he probably would have preferred the extra bit of damage from it following up, just was able to capitalize on that chip damage to eventually disarm Lance and just gave himself a safe opportunity to get the punish. This match is actually working me up. This is intense. This is a very scary match. Alright, looks like Gilly is going to ban Via Dolce and Buster Beach. I'm guessing that means that Lance is probably going to want to go to Sparring Ring. That is correct. Those are his 3 picks. Whatever one is there, he picks of those 3. Well, actually, I'm not sure. He tends not to pick Buster Beach, to my knowledge. That said, if he did have the option, I wouldn't be surprised if he's interested in it.
Alright, looks like
is ready.
Going to Sparring Ring, a very offensive stage.
This could be exceptionally difficult for Gilly, especially with his Lollipop. As he's like, though, everything's just gonna not nearly have as much impact because he's gonna have Lance is gonna be so much closer to his face at all times. Basically has to be in one corner and Lance in the other corner. That's probably what his goal is. Surprisingly, the stage is actually large enough that you can outrange your opponent. It's just really difficult to do that.
It looks like no changes besides the odd switch from the popper to the boomerang.
That's gonna catch that super dash. Is getting some nice pressure in already, quickly pushing Gilly back into the corner and just giving him a run for his money. Gonna go for that grab, but Gilly gonna be able to slip right out of the way.
Here we go.
These dashes are just not working out for him. And that rush gonna connect. 360, 380 on that, and now Gilly just out of health basically. And that Phoenix is going to allow Lance just to take this first round very handedly.
Yeah, that corner is so stubborn, especially when you're on the receiving end.
Oh yeah, this might have been. I see the strategy that Gilly was going for. I'm pretty sure Via Dolce might have been a safer place for him to play than here. He might have made a bad stage ban list. So far though, he is taking this round a little bit better. Getting that pressure, getting those punishes. He's starting to feel out more what he's wanting to do here. And that rush is going to come out 330. Does have to be careful though.
Oh,
he gets the 50 on the side. But now Lance does have a rush advantage in this next round.
We see
this is going to be
polar opposite of that first round.
Yeah, this is going to be a lot trickier. Gilly has to start off just immediately pushing him back and not getting hit by that rush. And you can see he's already afraid of that rush.
Oh, and that's a broken shield if I've ever seen one. Lance has this rush pressure very... Oh!
Ooh, a nice catch there. That's going to allow Gilly to just push right out. But he's got to be careful. That rush is coming right onto him. And now Gilly in critical health. He might be able to survive a rush, but that he can't survive anything else now. And that Phoenix is... Yeah, that's just going to be it. Lance taking Gilly down 2-0, or 2-1, and we'll be moving on in the brackets.
Alright, and that will be the rematch in losers finals, Arrow versus Lance.
Yeah. Gillyboat will be taking 4th place in this Scrapstar series. Did some really good plays. He actually had to take on a bunch of players to make it here. Took Jackal down 2-1, and then he took Tree down 2-0. Yeah, what really didn't... Exactly like what Lance just said. Leaving Sparring Ring open was probably a much worse decision than leaving the spoon on the floor.
Yes? I agree?
Yes. Mark, I heard a silverware fall.
Oh, no, that wasn't the spoon.
Oh.
I'm not gonna say what it was, but I dropped it.
Oh, okay. Mark, thank you for the follow, love. I definitely feel like just in terms of a lot of things, he probably would have wanted to try to get rid of, like, make sure the smallest stages are the ones that just aren't there, because, yeah, Lance really likes to capitalize on that stuff.
Ah, yes. Well, let's see if more magic shenanigans will unfold.
Alright, starting things off, we're gonna have DNA band.
Okay, I think we're going to Buster. Yep.
Yeah. Or
Unless that's the band?
DNA, Mazo inspiring Buster, which means
I mean, I'd assume based on what he just said in Twitch chat, we'd be going to Buster.
yes. But also when he says that, it's like no Buster. We're going to Temple
wow,
Grounds.
Okay. Never mind.
Mazo's Spring is gone, no DNA lab, and no Buster. Yeah, we're going
It's temple time, boys.
Yemple rounds. The home of the Masanga.
Okay, no, we are going to
we're
Buster.
going to
Never
Buster!
mind. There was
Okay.
indeed a Buster.
We are in fact going to Buster Beach. Excellent.
Okay.
We're good. We're good.
Here we go. Everyone's favorite stage, Buster Beach.
Did you know in Buster Beach there's actually they're really hard to see because the stage is not designed for you to be looking around that far unless you do something out of bounds, but there are boats. There are boats in Buster Beach that you can see and look at. And they're pretty nice boats.
Yeah, I love the atmosphere of the stage, even though it is 90% covered up by random things.
There is so much things all over this stage. A lot of it just like balloons and everything. Like, look at these bumpers. They're so... I could probably sleep on one of those.
Yeah, I guess, yeah, I'd sleep on that. I'm not even lying. I'd sleep on most things, to be honest.
That is fair. Though this would be preferential sleeping things to sleep on. For me, at least. Starting things off, Arrow holding a slight deficit as Lance is just getting some good reads, some strong pressure. And we are seeing a little bit of magic work here. So far, though, Arrow landing that rush is going to put her in a strong position, but she's got to be careful as this rush will take her out.
Teleports right into that. Feels Ninjara, man.
A really solid catch on Lance's part. Like, that's not easy to do. And that is one of the advantages to Buster Beach and really being able to capitalize on your opponent being cornered is Ninjara struggles so much more at utilizing his teleportation when he's in the Hot Pocket.
Era really making use of the teleportation dash to avoid the pressure and then go in for a counter grab.
The counter grabs are really strong options too, as they're just quick. They're going to catch Lance in most cases, and it just allows Era to push him back. But right now, she is feeling some heavy pressure and just struggling to find her way through. Constantly just getting her health chipped down, and that is going to be a rush setup.
Not quite gonna kill. Nope. On that sliver. Era does have a rush, but Lance predicts it.
And he's going to heal a little bit of health off of this, safely keeping himself in, and takes the first game.
Lance there just pulling all the stops with the reads and the pressure.
Really taking advantage of Buster Beach. I love how excitedly angry Master Mummy can be.
I like that he just screams at everything, regardless of what is happening.
Unless he's being interviewed on television by Biff.
Right.
In which case, he's got a big happy smirk on his face. What's your favorite Master Mummy official Master Mummy artwork? Mine has to be the one where he's going down the aisle just sweeping up all the toilet paper.
Yeah, that is a good one. And I think I'd have to... Oh no, the Halloween one. That's my favorite. Or
Oh, that is a good
Min
one.
is just sitting on the coffin, and Mummy's like, what are you doing here?
And Min was just like, hmm.
Mummy just scratching his head like, dude, I sleep here, get out of here.
I'm trying to have a nap. What are you doing here? And then Min's like, it's Halloween. He's like, so? I'm trying to sleep here. Let me go to sleep.
You darn teenage. Actually, no, wait. Min's 20. 20-ish.
I mean, Master Mummy's probably old enough that he'd probably be like, you darn kids,
Get
off
off
my
my
lawn. Oh. Oh, Era, we will not be giving you one of
We're not
those,
commenting
no.
on that. No one saw that. Nothing happened. We're all good. No! Nothing happened.
Lance,
no one said it. We're fine. Nothing happened. Nothing happened. Nothing weird
Never
is happening
happened.
right now behind the scenes. Nothing.
No, we're good. We're okay.
Everyone is okay. No
We're
one's
fine.
panicking.
Hama, if you finish that message, Hama, if you make any more messages, I'm banning you from the Scrapstar. You stay out of this. We're gonna go to Scrapyard for our next pick.
Okay, we're going to Scrapyard. Where nothing bad will happen.
Yeah. This is a child-friendly zone, as it is run by a child, so we will be doing child-friendly things,
Like
such as not that.
punching people with weapons.
I mean, it's a sport.
We see no switches. Oh, into a grab already. To another
And
grab.
Era responding with a grab, just forcing him back. I like how grabs are actually really effective as an offensive or defensive tool, as you land a grab and if you dash back, that immediately creates a decent amount of distance, where if you grab and then you move forward, it just removes all of your opponent's options.
Era getting a bit too eager on the grabs, however. This Lance is landing some serious pressure into our grab.
And nice grab there. And might be able to, he's gonna get the KO before Rush is even set up. And this is what I was talking about back during the Gilliverse Lance matchup, where this stage is pretty big and open, but if you know what you're doing, you can quickly close the distance here and just kind of suffocate your opponent, because there are still some pretty good corners there. Even though they're slightly rounded, there's like enough space for you to really just get in on your opponent's grill and give them a hard time.
Oh, what an excellent rush punish by Era.
335, and that's gonna put her in the advantage state here, definitely trying to play safe now.
Era switching off the Siki to a toaster, realizing that Lance has his explosion parries on point.
He's definitely got his practice in, especially since everybody in this tournament has been throwing those at this guy. You gotta figure at some point he just becomes immune to it.
Oh, and here we are in Lance's home, the corner, but Era evades, gaining some space.
And is gonna try to set herself up with some height advantage. Really gonna help her out here, as this is not only gonna cut out on that grab, but it gives her just a nice angle to take Lance down and brings the score to 1-1.
And that toaster is definitely gonna help a lot more when she's being pressured. Because
It's just a lot more consistent at punching and pushing back than what the Siki was. Like, it gets good confirms and that rush damage is insane, but Toaster's just going to be more consistent for her, especially in rush exchanges too.
absolutely, but here we see Lance playing neutral very smart, but Era reads the shield option into a grab.
Ooh, a nice catch there for 205. Era keeping him back, but now has to be careful as he's got rush advantage. And this is a tricky place to be, where your opponent has rush and you just used yours. That's because
there
you
we
usually
see right
funnel those
there.
up with this.
Lance actually using the slope as a defensive shield. That's very
Just
interesting.
trying to doing a pretty nice job, and he's gonna be able to poke her out with the Retorture and Phoenix, and takes her down a second time, bringing the score to 2-0 in his favor.
I have never seen someone hide underneath the platform. defensively
Master
dodge.
Mummy is way too large for that thing. How does he fit underneath it? I'm sure Nika has invited him enough times just to hang out the place, and then she's like, oh, I can't actually invite you in for tea. I'm gonna fix up the place and make it a little bit taller so you can come in for tea next time. So what do you think's going on for Era? What might be she thinking? What do you think what might be some good strategies for her to try to come up with to try to counteract this?
I think maybe she's relying a bit too much on impulsive wake-up options. As you can see her going for some risky dashes or some risky grabs. Maybe if she played a bit more patient, she can more reliably punish Lance's options.
I'm pretty sure a couple of different arms would really help her out too. Just wind elements are always a very solid choice. Gilly was very on point with his popper. He just wasn't able to make it connect in the right way. I feel like while Ninjara is giving Era some good opportunities, if she can get herself in a position with Min Min, that might just make this a much easier match for her against Lance. As you could go by the logic that potentially she's playing Ninjara as a way to practice her non-Dragon Arm Min, but the two are exceptionally different in so many cases, and I definitely think Min Min could potentially help her out here. But it's tough. It's a tough call because Min Min could arguably struggle even more because of all that shield pressure. But also, she's not going to get blindsided by a Retorture Rush while she's in corner and just get completely overwhelmed and caught off and take full damage for it.
Alright, Era thinking
Lance,
really hard.
you said that about my Mechanica, and we know very well how that turns out these days.
Oh, we're going to Via. Maybe Era's about to hit Lance with his own medicine.
This is actually a really interesting pick that I'm actually going to say is an extremely good decision on Era's part. I might not work out the way she's planning for it, but I know the course that she's kind of going in here with. She's choosing to go via Dolce because it starts her off with a huge long hallway. It's a great aggressive stage, but if you know what you're doing when you're zoning, it is an incredible defensive stage too, as your opponent has no options to advance except directly towards you. So if she's making the right calls at the right place, Lance won't even be close to her. And I do believe that she is listening to this stream and commentary because it looks like she's put on the popper and she is going to try it out. Roaster going to be a good double up alongside there. Does start with a quick trade, but she's got to be careful now as Lance can just quickly dive up like that and start getting some pressure.
Yeah, Era finds herself in a pretty unfortunate spot here, directly in the corner.
Ooh, a nice catch! Gonna push him back, and you see she's quickly trying to capitalize on that. Try to push him back a bit. She's feeling a lot of pressure here. Maybe leaning a little too lightly on that shield. Does get a nice catch there, and a roaster catch.
Lance catches out the risky option, and Era being a bit too scared, they're not staying in shield.
He's gonna go for grab it. No, he's just gonna go for the chip damage, and that's gonna be enough. That really not working out.
Clipping the
for
arm,
Era.
disabling it, leaving Era just completely immobilized.
Now Era just about ready with a rush of her own. Is going to start off much stronger as she's going to successfully connect that popper. And just allows her to start off with so much more room to fight with as she gets a second hit. And this is going to be a lot of this is going to be where we see what I was talking about before a little bit more, where it's so much more difficult for Lance to kind of work around this. But Era going to get knocked right out of the rush and quickly gets it taken away from her. She's in a very precarious position. Cannot get that popper to aim well.
Boy.
And now is within KO range of a rush. You saw Lance trying to go in. He wanted to set things up. but she's able to get that Pauper Dragon Arm, and now is just so close to a KO, and that Phoenix is going to cement the results.
It's always calling out the counterattacks with his rush very precisely.
I think a lot of what happened there was just Era was so afraid of the grab that Lance was able just to capitalize on that fear, and she would just consistently leap out of the way of the non-existent grab, and his Retorture and Phoenix would just constantly sweep her off her feet, time and time again. That said, grabs are very scary. I do understand that fear. I have that fear myself a lot of times. Unfortunately, it just was not going to be able to work out for her this time. She did take Lance down 2-0 the first time, but now that Lance has got his tempo going, and Era might be a little more hesitant on her plays, Lance was able to just overcome her. Lance is a very interesting player in the fact that he's very confident and very consistent in how he plays and performs. Jiko, I need you in here. Just on the basis that, like, as just a general player, he's a really good test of your own levels of confidence. Because he capitalizes on all of the aspects of what makes Master Mummy strong. He's good at scaring players, he's good at pressuring people, and he's good at putting you in bad positions if you're very inexperienced with handling fear. And if you start getting scared at all, he just consumes you.
Alright, this is going to be very interesting. We have a player that is known more for his zoning, and a player that is all on that offensive game.
Yeah, this could be very interesting. Lance is gonna have I'm gonna expect this is gonna be a difficult one for Lance, as aggression generally gets knocked down by a strong defense. That said, we can always be surprised, and stage choice will make a huge difference. Just a reminder to anybody who may have competed, who might be in chat right now, if any of you were interested in any feedback or anything, don't be afraid to ask questions with your fellow competitors. Talk to Lance, talk to Era, talk to Gilly, talk to Jiko, talk with each other, talk with me, talk. Ask questions, you get answers. Do some practicing. Though the tournament you might be out of the tournament, this doesn't mean you have to stop playing ARMS. If you're in the mood for it, ask for friendlies. Reach out to somebody, be like, hey, you want to play with me for a bit? Also, let me see. Can I? This is always. I mean, if you want to talk to yourself, you're welcome to, Gilly. That's your body. I'm not gonna restrict you in any way whatsoever. If I can brag to any degree right now, though, we've got our top two, who are seeded as top 1 and 2. Era took 3rd. She was seeded 3rd. Gilly was 4th, seeded 4th. And we have Jack, Al, and Tree seeded 5th and 6th, and they both placed 5th and 6th. I seeded it perfectly.
Well, almost. We don't know the outcome of the grand finals yet.
That is true. This could be quite the upset. Now, we step into the ring to determine if Malif's seeding tonight was exceptional or catastrophic.
Oh yeah, this one round just throws the entire seeding off if Lance wins.
It's the most important part. Ooh, okay, so we're gonna see Jiko actually starting off with the Birdchuck Hydra loadout.
Oh, immediately an arm disable.
Actually, I could see this is probably going to be a really strong loadout against Lance, as it covers those jumps, it covers that verticality, and the Birdchuck is just a strong counter against things like the Retorture. Especially since Lance really likes his movement too. More so than a lot of people I know. If you freeze him, that's honestly worse than like paralyzing him or hitting him with a firearm sometimes, because he just kind of is forced to sit there, and he doesn't get to do what he likes.
And just like that, round 1 is taken by Jico.
My seeding already coming into effect.
That's some high quality seed.
Starting off this next round, Jico gonna get a very nice catch with that rush, 280 damage, and just giving himself a late opportunity, a good lead. Gonna do that freeze.
Good lead and a good read.
Nice grab there.
Jico.
Yeah, you can definitely tell, like, the way Jico's playing against Lance is very different from the previous 2 matches that we saw, where he's handling this very differently.
Oh yeah, still gets 100 off of that rush. Nothing to be upset about.
The amount of chip damage that Retorture and Phoenix have combined is just insane.
Oh, and an excellent read out of that shield, but Lance still holding on.
And dives right into the rush. Master Mummy just went flying. Look at him. He's just like right in the air, and then he just kind of...
He's not knocked over by the rush. He just stands up and then slowly falls over.
That was amazing.
Oh, okay, I hope I clipped that. It might have been a bit too late.
Oh gods. That was such a KO. I loved it.
Oh, that was such an anime moment where like both people hit, they stand each other for 10 seconds, and then one of them slowly falls over.
That was extreme anime. But yeah, you could see like Jico handled himself very differently from how we saw Gilly or Era handle this matchup, where he's a lot more patient. He knows how Master Mummy kind of moves and is able to respond to it very efficiently and very effectively. Oftentimes, like, matching Lance's jumps with his own super jump in a way that just allows him to be out of reach, especially with his arms, and just kind of outdoes Lance in a lot of these exchanges.
Absolutely. And it looks like we're going to Via Dolce, which has been banned.
Yeah,
Lance breaks through the bans and just goes wherever he wants.
So we're gonna go to Via Dolce and Sparring Ring instead then. Actually, you know what? There should be a rule that if somebody accidentally, like, if somebody accidentally picks a stage that was banned, that means that the other player gets to pick the stage instead all of a sudden, and they just get free reign of everything else.
Let's go to name redacted, please.
Or you could have the rule set in as, yeah, if the player accidentally picks one of those, you go to name redacted or like Cinema Dough.
You go to the corrupted land where no one returns for breaking the rules.
Oh gods. The most corrupted of stages. I still haven't put, on that note, like, I haven't put Snake Park into my stage guide list. That's a really complicated stage, though. It's basically playing a different game.
Yeah. Still waiting on that stage decision.
Yeah, we'll get it soon enough. I'm guessing, since Spartan and Via are banned, that probably means Buster... Oh no, Lance did ban Buster Beach, so Mausoleum might be his last pick here. As he cannot pick Sky Arena. That doesn't exist.
It's not real, it can't hurt you.
Sky Arena's son in the background just looming over. You're like, oh no. Actually, on that note, out of the stages that are banned, like, what do you think would be an interesting stage to, or what would be, in your opinion, the best not competitive stage to try to make competitive?
Like,
for me, it would be Skyrim.
Yeah, I feel like it's either Ribbon Ring or Sky Arena? Those two are probably
God, no, not Ribbon Ring.
the most viable out of the two that are, yeah, words.
Ribbon Ring is so bad for Mechanica and Kid Cobra.
Yeah.
Unless we get the lead, in which case then Mechanica just slides backwards the entire match.
I personally do not like Ribbon Ring, but I can see its viable counterparts.
I can see it working.
Oh my goodness. You guys.
Just Chico just playing very patiently. And is going to be able to start off with some strong pressure, get some nice damage in there. Tries to go for the grab, but Lance is not going to fall for that. It doesn't get any hits as Chico just so on top of moving out of the way.
Oh, gets caught by that bird chuck though. Oh, almost.
The pillar going to save Lance.
Almost gets that sneaky grab.
Trying to peek right out from the corner, but Lance just gets to safely wait things out. And starts getting that tempo. He gets that first knockdown. And he's now closing in on Chico. He's gonna lose a grab to a pillar as well. That probably would have connected otherwise.
That shield bounce really helping Chico getting a charge and effectively blocking Lance's pressure.
Ooh, another grab. And now Lance in critical condition. Gonna get taken out by this rush. 260 damage. We don't get any of those fancy restands that we got from the last KO yet. I'll hope for more of them. We've already seen... Actually, all the pillars are already down. That was
oh yeah,
very fast.
Oh, tries to punish off of that, but is iced and slows him down quite a bit.
A nice bait on Chico's end, knowing what Lance wanted, and just happily gave it to him at the cost of it not landing. Oh, gets the disarm. He's gonna dive right in.
Very interesting.
275.
Oh, into another
And that's gonna be
grab.
it. No, that's not it.
That's gonna be
it. Chico. Oh, I accidentally gave Lance the first point. There we go. Chico now at a lead of 2-0 against Lance. I understand the logistics that Lance is trying to go in with here is this is going to be one of the other stages that he can work with, right? Where he can potentially start off with height advantage, and he adores his height advantage. So if he can start with that, that's going to be a good stage for him.
Absolutely.
Chico bans not only via, everything else is available but via, and that's... Lance is very sad with this. He is so sad with this.
He's giving you sparring, but you don't even want it. Just the via ban. Okay, there we go.
I'm just gonna...
Looks like we're heading to Sparring Ring.
No. I'm gonna try to encourage him to change his mind to go to Snake Park or like Sky Arena. See, Chico is picking up on my social cues. Can pick everything is open, anything but veal. Want to go to Spring State? You want to go to Ninja College? You like the height advantage to Temple Ground? Ninja College is just stairs.
It's funny how Chico, with his ban, actually opens up more stages than bans.
That's the ultimate play. It's like you're playing a card game where your final play is like, you could play any card but this one and you win. And they're like, but I need to play that card! That's like the ultimate read.
Alright, we are going to sparring, however. Despite all of the Maleev's Tempting.
Yeah, we will be moving over to Sparring Ring for what might be the final game. Match point, as they like to say. Or set point, or something. The point of the last one. Yeah.
Lance getting an early advantage here, but gets caught by the grab. Into another grab!
Lance starting to push back a little bit, but this... Oh, Chico switched over to the toaster here. Just something a little more mid-range and steady. That looks like Lance is going to start getting some pressure. Just that wide move. Look at Lollipop's air dashes. He literally just went across half of the stage around Lance, and Lance just couldn't keep up with him. Those air dashes... It's easy to forget how fast she moves with her air dashes. She just zooms. That was like coil speeds.
Fellas, we have a new top tier Lollipop better than Coil confirmed.
We got it. Chico gonna try to go in for that punish, but Lance gonna push back. The rush comes out though, and Chico lands for 280 damage. Just continuing to keep himself in a strong lead. These toaster hits also just giving Lance such a rough time, as it just means that he's losing more and more rush with every hit.
Chico now conditioned Lance a bit to be scared of the wake-up grabs. This does not shield me very much.
Oh yeah.
Ooh,
He's gonna get the grab though, and 200 damage in Lance's favor. He does have to be careful though, because Chico is quickly building up a toaster. A charged toaster is what he was building up, and that's going to be it. Chico taking Lance down 3-0.
Breaking news, ARMS 2 was just announced for the new 3DS.
Wow.
They made another 3DS instead of a Switch remodel. All the leaks were fake, and ARMS 2 is on it.
It's the 3DSU. You need 2 consoles to play, one for each arm. There you go. Lance wants me and Chico to fight on Via Dolce?
Okay, let's not get too crazy here.
Oh, he's like,
rejected immediately.
The sadness is real. So much sadness here. I'll just punch in the 3-0 here. And we'll close out the tournament, and then we'll let these two have their exhibition match if they're interested. Oh, they'll take both of us.
Oh, never mind, he's accepting your challenge.
Oh, I guess he wants me. I'll just stick with this loadout.
Oh,
Dude, going in with Chico!
rejected immediately. Here we see, Lance, using some of that magic, transforms into the lead.
Wowie!
This is the now best of 7 match. Lance going in with a... We've never seen Lance use this before.
This is quite interesting.
Very mobile.
Oh god, my hands are sweaty. Slippery, I can't. Ha!
Lance gets a nice poke here, but... Go trying to bounce back, get Lance a nice bird check. Not gonna confirm off of anything. Reads the rush and evades it perfectly.
Oh god, no!
Oh, nice grab.
I'm doing the Lance thing.
Very traditional pressure. And into the rush. Just, you know, Lance playing how Lance plays.
Yeah, this is how Lance plays.
Lance gonna be taking that first round.
Nice job, Lance. This is why I hate Via! Oh, Chico, I'm sorry, love.
Ironic that a Lola Pop would hate Via Dolce.
Ironically, I'm pretty confident this is Lola's worst stage.
You go back in the corner where Lance is best suited.
Oh, did you see that curve grab that Lance threw out?
Oh, great job, Lance. Real good. Chico with the rush! Yeah, Mummy, very mobile in this match. Just dashes right past the rush. Oh, almost gets to confirm. Chico just barely evades. Oh, Lance taking a bit of damage here. Chico finding some room. Lance playing a bit more safe than he usually does. Trying to get... Oh, it gets the overhead grab because of the height difference. And now Lance back in it with the pressure. Chico just gonna let that rush go. Lance reads the rush. And back in the corner goes Chico. Lance really wants that grab, but gets rushed. And that Lance bringing the set back, 3-1.
Yeah, Lance is starting to come back. Here, let's get 3 points up for that. Now it's on.
Final match. Okay. Ooh, who's this? I thought Lance was already playing. We have 2 Lances?
Griff,
I don't know what's happening.
Chico should step in. Oh, okay, Chico is gonna
yes,
step in.
Chico did step in.
Hang on, we're just gonna give Lance 3 more points and Chico. Perfect.
Okay, this round is worth 22 points. I can play! Yay! I've been given permission.
I want to see a double jumping Mummy near match.
Oh no.
Starting things off, Chico holding onto a light lead is doing some pretty solid pressure here, just kind of pushing Lance back. Ooh. I might have ate too many potatoes for lunch.
How many potatoes did you eat?
4.
Oh, okay.
Tiny potatoes, though.
Don't be like me. Don't eat
all the pears.
Don't eat all the potatoes.
Don't eat all the protein powder.
Alright, looks like Chico gonna convincingly take that first round.
Yeah, that was actually pretty solid, especially with how unfortunate the last round was for him.
Oh, a nice grab. Now Lance fully with rush. Oh, clips his arm.
It's so painful when you get your arm clipped and you're like, I just want to use my rush, and you're mashing the rush button and you're just sitting there like, Chico
finds some air. Yeah, both players playing very cautiously. Lance reads the grab, and now he's back in the corner.
And a nice grab on Chico's end. Keeps both players very close to each other on health. Lance pretty close and can potentially take this, but has to be careful as Chico has rush now, and that rush can KO.
Oh, and that rush indefinitely parrying everything Lance has to offer. Chico taking the set 27-3.
Congratulations to Chico. That was quite superly duper, yes, thank you.
Yeah, you've been given permission to play, so I'm going to do so.
Do it. Do it.
Some nice Mummy defaults over here. There we go. Oh, there we go.
Let's go.
Ah!
Via confirmed bad, says Chico as he wins. Yes.
That was confirmation that it was bad. Indeed.
just gonna update the Discord. Second, there we go. And third, and hurrah.
I need to jump more, that's my problem. Oh!
Yeah, you gotta be jumping against this man.
There we go, the jumps. That was my problem. There we go. Just
yeah, let's go!
Jumping it up, jumping it up, jumping it up.
One more hit. Ooh, there it is. Take care, Chico.
Time.
Look at this mirror matchup. They're a mirror, a reflection of each other.
Oh no.
Look at all the pokes, look at all the little jabs. Lion's gonna start out on top just barely, but this rush gonna give Griffin the advantage.
Here we go, got him
350
in the corner,
no scope,
jump.
boys.
Ah! Yes!
Cheating!
Can't escape me. I am airborne. Oh!
You're using overpowered elements.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
Banned for Christmas.
No, don't ban me, please. You said I could play. I'm just using mummy defaults. I don't see the problem.
Yeah. No magic happened on those default arms.
No.
Didn't magically turn them into other elements.
Nonsense.
I think Lance still wants to go.
Yep.
I think we're gonna call it here, though. I'm gonna stop here. So I have about an hour to chill before the South American, Central American Scrapstar. Right now we are looking at Game Master Tom being the only one present there. So worst case scenario, if the Scrapstar South American, Central American does not happen, I'm just gonna open up like a friendly lobby in about an hour that will probably run for 60-90 minutes. Worst case scenario, that happens. If we do get some people, look forward to some cool arms actions from our southern brethren. Alright, with all that said and done, Griff, thank you for commentating with me.
No problem.
Do you have anything you want to plug?
Craft dinner. Mac and cheese.
Mac and cheese Mac. Mac and cheese Max.
Absolutely. Mac and cheese brass. Just eat it up. Delicious. Don't eat it right out the microwave. That's hot.
True. That's hot! You can find him at Griffical on Twitter. You've got I know it's been quite a while, but you do have a video that you uploaded sometime, a Misango montage, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, Misango / like a little pinch of mummy.
But mostly Misango.
Yeah.
And not Coil.
No coil. No coils to
there.
be found.
And you can, of course, find me at Planet Scrapstar. You can find me on YouTube at Planet Scrapstar as well. Or you can join me on Discord, which is also Planet Scrapstar.
Wow.
Known as. It's almost like I've decided to really go into this. The Twitch channel is still called Malieve. Technically, while the Twitter handle's at Planet Scrapstar, I still have the tag Malieve there too. But yeah, that do be it all.
It do
Yes,
be that way
good.
sometimes.
Griff, thank you all for watching. Ciao.